Hi, I'm Katie Quintana. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to go over some of the ways that I taught object lessons on cooling down to my kids. So if you saw, I did a video on anger management for a family and for Christian moms, so I'll link that above. And then I just recently released the object lessons where I was teaching my kids about anger and how it feels when anger starts building up so they can recognize it. I will also link that above, and they will both be in the description below. But this video is all about how I was teaching them how to calm down. Once they start feeling angry, what they can do to calm down. So we've got 3 lessons in here. The first one is just starting with really hot water and adding ice cubes. So like when you add an ice cube, do a little calm down, you'll see how it goes and the discussion that goes on with each of the kids. And we talk about what are some things that we can do to calm down. So there's that one, and then we do something called calm down cubes, which is just when you start feeling angry, you go get a calm down cube. They're like the little plastic ice cubes with water, so you can hold them and they can melt, but they don't make a mess. So we kind of talk about how we're going to use those to help us when we're calming down. And then we also do an ice cube painting, so it's like a popsicle type painting, and we talk about the things we have thought about, ideas that we had of how we can calm down, how we can stop in the moment, pray, take a break, things like that. So you'll get to see the discussion. My kids are 10, 6, 3, and 1, so you can kind of see how the discussion goes with each of those age groups and things that they come up with or things that we think might work for each of them. So here you go. Let's read James 1:19 through 20. Know this, my beloved brothers. Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Who knows what that means?
Huh?
Who knows what those verses mean? For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God.
Like anger isn't fully.
Yeah, there's righteous anger and unrighteous anger, right? So if you're just mad at your brother for something that he did, like he took your toy, is that righteous anger or is that going to be unrighteous anger?
Unrighteous.
If you act out in anger towards him, then it's unrighteous and that's sinful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we have some very hot water, just like if you have a hot temper, right? If you're getting angry. So we're going to measure the water. What's that temperature at, Sissy?
It's almost at 140 degrees.
Almost at 140 degrees. All right, so when you're really angry, you need to find some ways you can cool down, right? So we are going to practice thinking of one way you can cool down when you're angry. So my thing is I can stop and pray, right? So that's one way I can cool down. Sissy, what is one way that you can calm down when you're angry?
I can like stop and take a big breath.
Stop and take a deep breath, right? So add an ice cube slowly. Just add it slow. Just drop it and put it in. Yeah. Sakaya, what's one thing you can do when you're starting to get angry? Have a snack. Sometimes being hungry can make you angry, I guess. Yep. Nikolai, what's something you can do to calm down when you're angry? How about
Down and take a deep breath.
sit down and take a deep breath? Or how about you can try counting to 5, right? Things like that.
Yeah.
Can you put your ice cube in?
No, I can.
Put it in. All right. Sister, what is another one that you can think of to do?
Count backwards from 10.
Count backwards from 10. That's a good one because it makes you have to think and calm down, right? All right, Sakaya, can you think of another one? How about jumping into a pile of pillows? Would that help you calm down?
Maybe.
Maybe cuddling a pillow?
I don't know what
Nico.
I want to do.
Ooh, what?
Sit down and count to 4.
Sit down and count to 4. Or you could even hug some stuffed animals too while you're counting to 4, huh?
Or I drink
Yeah.
water.
Drink some water. That would help. Why don't you add your ice cube?
I haven't.
Yep, add it in there. It's helping us cool down. Look at our water's not going to be as hot anymore now that we're cooling down, huh?
Yeah, the ice.
What are a couple other things we can do? We could hug somebody, right? We can take some deep breaths, we can count, we could sit on our bed, have some alone time. We can go into another room. You could play with a fidget toy or something in your hand. You could write something in your journal. You could write a note or write out a prayer. You could practice a Bible verse about patience. So Grace, why don't you add another one? What's one more thing you can think of?
I can go climb up onto my bed and like hug some stuffed animals of mine.
Climb on your bed and hug your stuffed animals, yeah. Zakaya, what's one more for you?
I know.
What?
I can hug pillows.
Hug pillows. Nikolai, what about you? How about if you want, could you go out? No, just put it in. Could you go outside? Would go outside calm you down?
Please put it. Go outside and go somewhere.
Go outside or go somewhere and take a break, huh? Okay, put it in there and then we're gonna measure how hot our water is now. Sissy, you wanna put it in here? Try to turn it this way so we can all see it. Let's see what it's gonna say now.
It says nothing.
We don't have a thermometer that goes low enough, do we? So, we know it was at 140, and now it's definitely below 110, huh? All right, you guys feel it. Feel how cold it is, right? Before it would have burned you, right?
Can I suck on that?
Now does it feel cold? We need to remember these cool down ideas when you start getting angry, right? So if our water would have been just a little bit hot, how many ice cubes would it have taken to cool it down?
One.
Yeah, just one or two, right? It wouldn't have taken very much. But how about when it's really hot or almost boiling?
A lot.
It's gonna take a lot more to cool down, right? That's the same with your anger. Hey, watch out so you don't spill it. That's the same with your anger, right? If you let it keep getting bigger and bigger and out of control, it's gonna be a lot harder to stop and take a break or count or calm down, right? But when you first start feeling frustrated, if that's when you stop, then it's gonna be easier to cool down, right? Okay, so we've talked about when we get angry, we need to start cooling down before we explode, right?
Yep.
So these are going to be our calm down cubes. Okay, they're not really shaped like cubes, but they are ice cubes, right? Okay, so when we start getting frustrated, what do you feel like when you start getting angry? Well, what are some of the first signs? Like you start clenching your teeth, you start making fists with your hands, you start feeling really hot,
And annoying.
you start squinting your eyes, right? What are some of the things?
Like it.
Yeah, like that. That's how you feel, huh? And it just starts getting worse and worse. So we need to learn that when we first start feeling those,
Then we explode.
yeah, we'll explode if we keep going, huh? So we need to learn that when we first start feeling that, when we first start clenching our teeth or our hands or something, then that's a sign we need to cool down, huh? Clenching your teeth like that, yeah, buddy. We are gonna calm down. You guys can go get these calm down cubes out of the freezer. You guys wanna take one and play with it for a while? So you can pick one when you're starting to get frustrated and you can just hold it in your hand, you can rub it on your head, you can just try to get it to melt. Hopefully by the time that it's melted, you've calmed down. And during that time when you're trying to get it to melt, you can be thinking of things that can help you calm down. You can think of ways to fix the situation or things that you could say or do differently. You could use that time to pray, or you could use that time to practice your Bible verses on patience and anger. So do you guys think these calm down cubes are a good idea?
No.
We're gonna get, you don't think so? You don't think they're gonna work, bud? I have 2 yeses and 1 no. What about the no? Why don't you think it'll work, bud? Do you not think you're gonna use them, or you don't think it's gonna calm you down when you're...
I don't think it's gonna calm me down.
Okay, well, we'll experiment this week because sometimes some things work for some people and some don't. So we'll try different things and find what works best for everybody, okay? So those are our calm down cubes. Our last cool down activity, we are going to be painting with ice. So we're all gonna grab a color and you guys can do your painting as you learn about cooling down and think about, we're gonna name some different things that'll help us cool down, okay? Okay, you guys can start painting, but let's talk about what were some of the things we said would help you calm down. You can talk about it as you paint.
We said to like pray.
We can pray. We could be doing Bible verses. So we're gonna memorize some of these verses we've talked about, right? We can count to 10. We can hug our stuffed animals or pillows. We could listen to music. We can take a break outside or take a break on our bed or our room. We could write in our journals. We're gonna grab our calm down cubes when we start feeling angry. So, do you guys think you understand the importance of calming down before we explode? Okay, we're gonna keep working on it all week, okay? I hope just kind of seeing that and seeing how our discussion went, it gave you some ideas of how you can do it with your kids and maybe gave you some ideas of object lessons. You can do Arctic sensory bins. We've done that in the past to talk about it. Lots of different fun plays. So think of things that are cold that your kids might like to do and just work that in and just talking about cool down. Just come up with maybe Bible verses you want to discuss. Hopefully you got some ideas from what we use. Find ways that you think will help them calm down, give them ideas. And it's all a lot of trial and error. Something that works with one kid might not work with another kid. So like my 6-year-old doesn't think calm down cubes are really gonna help him calm down, but my 3-year-old loves the idea. It's trial and error, seeing what works for what kid. Go ahead, take some of these ideas, use them, try new ideas, and see what works for your kids. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to see new or more videos. We do homeschooling, homemaking, Christian parenting videos. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you later.